Well, I think the thing we were most terrified of, as with any VR developer, was locomotion. And finding a way to make an experience that was not nauseating. Because like everybody, we jumped into VR, oh, this is amazing, and then 5 minutes later we're staggering out of our headsets, looking for the trash can.
Honestly, what I liked most about the game is that it's this really immersive experience. It really feels like you're in a mech, and it's very intuitive, so you're looking around, you can actually move your head, you're moving the screen. There are controls all over inside the mech, so it feels really real, and it's very, very cool.
I think it's the power that you feel when you're just towering over an environment that you're used to looking up to. Instead, looking down on it and being able to kind of really feel that you are controlling the mech with your very hands. I think that's the different fantasy that we offer.
If we were going to make a mech game, it had to be a mech game for everybody. It wasn't going to just be for the stunt pilots in our audience who have infinite tolerance for motion sickness. So figuring out a scheme of our cockpit that would give us a framework that would allow motion to be comfortable, but at the same time not neutralize the experience. You felt like you were just driving something static.
I think that a lot of care went into the tactile nature of in a single player campaign, even ripping apart parts of the environment, and in the multiplayer, really kind of aiming with your arms and pointing to where you want to shoot. I think it offers a completely different experience that you could have had outside of virtual reality. And then there's the whole cockpit experience, right? Being inside a vehicle while being able to control the arms is really something different.
We came up with eventually a brilliant formula that allowed the head of the mech to move while you're sitting on sort of a fixed rooted platform, which lets the mech continue to express your body and your movement, which is essential to the sort of anthropomorphic mech experience, but also created a comfortable navigation experience. We implemented that and prototyped that initially with spline movement online in Archangel, but we found that it adapted just as well to free-form movement and made that comfortable in ways that other mech attempts in VR have been not as successful.
And this is a real game. You're actually fighting, this is legit, and it's the one that's felt the most real to me.
Not only are you it's not like a third-person view of a mech, right? You're actually within the mech yourself, and you're going and you're shooting other mechs, and you have cool abilities that you can use. You have shields, you can turn your shields up and down. You can boost your firepower, giving you more power with your damage. So basically a damage boost. You're flying around, you're messing up the battlefield that you're playing on, so it can get pretty chaotic and destructive.
I think it's a very unique VR experience in that there hasn't really been a whole lot of attempts to try and do mech combat in VR yet, which I think is a lot of people's wet dream, so to speak, to be able to jump in there and actually try yourself in piloting a mech for once. And now that they've managed to put it into multiplayer, so you're actually fighting other real people and it's not on rails anymore, you have free movement to move across the entire map, jumping around and all that too. It's made it a very cool and very intense multiplayer VR experience.